Hi, and welcome to my very awkward intro. My name is Susan/Bambi, and this is Bambi's Rambles. How are we, friends? Are we good? And if you're not good, that's okay too. It is 3:45 in the morning, and I should not be filming a video, but I have things to say, and if I don't say it, it's gonna drive me insane, so I'm just gonna say it. And I feel like... So, okay, a couple of disclaimers. Now, this video will be focused on Radiantbritt, but please know, I have no vendetta, I have no ill will, I have no ill feelings, I have no anything towards Radiantbritt, nothing. I consider myself friendly with her, I consider myself, you know, we've supported each other publicly, so I'm not jumping on some hate bandwagon that maybe people might perceive. But I think she is just an example of a bigger picture that's going on. My ring light's driving me crazy. Why do I feel like the light's off? Anyway. What, babe?
Too bright.
Yeah? Anyway, don't worry about me with my fucking worrying about the lights. Anyway, okay, so we basically know what has happened, right? Which is, you're not going to get a massive rundown from me. I don't really do rundowns, but basically she made a video about Monn. Didn't necessarily do the most research, said that he has this like massive amount of vlogs and she couldn't piece them together to, you know, she can't believe no one found this, so on and so forth. Again, not necessarily critiquing that. Did she make a mistake? Yes. Should she have done better? Absolutely. Should she have handled this better? Absolutely. But the thing that I kind of want is this as an example. Now, for the past, you know, 2018, 2019, 2020, and majority of 2021, we've had this idea of cancel culture. We've had this idea of all these channels popping up where they are critiquing people in a way that it comes from a moral standpoint, you know, very gatekeeperish, very my way or the highway, and how perfect things have to be and how wrong people are doing things. Kind of forgetting the fact that YouTubers are actually people, like influencers are actually people and do make mistakes. It's fair to critique them and things like that. I mean, I'm a commentary channel. Of course, I do the same thing. You know, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this trend of micromanaging people's morals and the way they handle things and so on and so forth leads us into a bit of a problem in a multitude of ways. And I'm going to use Radiantbritt as an example. Now, when we start talking about how people should be and should do, and talk about judging people for being reactionary, and then we end up being reactionary and doing, telling people to do research, but not necessarily doing our research, that's where the problem lies, okay? Because we are all human, Radiantbritt included, and we all make mistakes, okay? But two things. If you perceive yourself as someone that does not make any mistakes and judge every other person for every move they make, two things happen. You build an audience of people that micromanage, judge, gatekeep everyone's thing, okay? Now, when you do that, that gets yourself in trouble, because when you end up making a mistake, which is completely fine, we all freaking make them, your audience might not be very receptive to that because they are so used to watching your content filled with how we're going to micromanage and judge others. Does that make any sense to anybody? And that is literally what has happened here. The way that you conduct your channel and conduct yourself and have these lists of what we should and shouldn't do on the internet and shouldn't do when it comes to YouTube and content and so on and so forth, and you go against that even slightly, even once, even as an innocent mistake, you've kind of ruined your channel in a way, because your audience is like, or people that don't like you for whatever reason now have a valid point. You've given them a valid point. And it's happening a lot with a lot of channels. And we're canceling a lot of people. And we're like, you know, Radiantbritt wanted everyone to cancel Peter Monn for this. Peter Monn has a lot of reasons why you can cancel him. And a lot of reasons that he's done some shady business. And some really shifty stuff. And he's hidden stuff well. And he's gotten away with a lot. But this wasn't it. Now, this is where it becomes a problem, because like, you critique everybody and want people to act a certain way when it comes to accepting responsibility, apologizing, owning, you know, all that sort of stuff, integrity, so on and so forth. If you don't do that when you're asking that of everybody else, you're only setting yourself up for failure. This is me coming from a place where I don't hate Brit. I'm just explaining where these sorts of things become a huge problem. It is the same way in which, you know, when I was accused of being some random girl with a sock account, I was told by the person who was accusing me not to respond and just laugh it off. Whilst when people accuse them of things like $77,000 in retail theft, they get upset and want to respond to that, which she should, because that's on her name. The same way something was on my name and I responded. Now, it's almost like you have to keep the same energy with everything. You want to act a certain way on the internet, expect certain things from people on the internet, you kind of have to do the same thing. Expect research, expect so on and so forth. If you expect others to do that, does that make any sense? I'm not here to cancel Radiantbritt, to say I'm going against her. I'm literally giving an example and using her as an example for the bigger picture that's happening on YouTube. Yesterday, when I posted my video about Gabby Hanna and Angelica Oles, I no longer will watch either of them. I will no longer support either of them. I will no longer critique them, commentary, anything about them. But the thing is the audience literally proved my point. You're hearing one side and holding people accountable to the standards in which your favorite has put. And you're kind of blind, half of you are kind of blind to the fact that your favorite is actually doing that. Or the other half is like, okay, they've held themselves to this crazy standard. Now they're doing the same thing. I can't support you. Why can't we just go back to when we realize that everybody is human and we all make mistakes and we all do messed up stuff. We all make mistakes. An apology, a retraction, a something is not going to ruin your life. It's actually going to improve it, because people can see that you are human. 99% of the time when we come to YouTube, we kind of fall in love with creators that kind of remind us of ourselves. And when we start watching creators who do come off as perfect, morally superior, self-righteous, so on and so forth, that is when we start having self-confidence issues and questioning ourselves if we are good enough, because there's people in the world that are this way. Now, we can either try and set ourselves to a standard that we're not going to fit with our favorite creator that we want to be like and all that. Or there's people in the background that are waiting for these creators to fall. They are waiting for the moment to have someone say See, you're not perfect. Why are you doing this to everybody else? Why are you going after our favorite mummy vloggers? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because you made a simple mistake. Now, I don't think she handled this mistake correctly. And I think it's incredibly unfair for everyone to go, again, Tira did that to me. Tira did that to me, and people went after her like you wouldn't believe. And I'd be lying if I didn't say I was glad, because it was upsetting to me because I had people coming at me like that. So I feel like it's unfair for people to go after Tira for what she did to me, but not go after, I'm not saying go after is probably a poor choice of wording here, but go after Britt. But what Britt has done in regards to slamming Peter Monn's name without understanding and like seeing the bigger picture, understanding the whole thing, doing research. That's where a lot of people's problems come into it, is when you don't do research. Especially when you say that you don't like reactionary channels who don't do research. That's very hypocritical, and it hurts your name, it hurts your brand, it hurts your pocket, it hurts your credibility, it hurts your ego, it hurts every single aspect of you and your brand on YouTube. So as I've said in the past about Britt, let's have some more natural human content. You don't have to be perfect, sweetheart. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, no one is perfect. And I think that we all just have to own that about ourselves and slowly see that we are moving away from this cancel culture, so on and so forth, negative, toxic morals, fucking moral high ground that we're on, and we're moving to more of a place of understanding, accepting, and just being who we are, because we all make mistakes. Does that make any sense? Instead of doubling down. People that double down and don't apologize, that's what bothers me. But yeah, I don't want this to come across as I'm, you know, on anyone's team. I'm on no one's team. I'm on my little island out here in Australia, doing my own thing. I just really wanted to talk on this as an example for a bigger picture. Now, I will be doing some more autism content, because again, I like to be an advocate. I like to be, you know, honest, open, and understanding that I have some stereotypes and stigmas that I have placed on autism. And I'm really learning through those and understanding those better as my diagnosis has come through. And if that's the type of content that you would appreciate and support, I would love that, and just let me know. But anyway, it is like 3-4 in the morning, and I am going to drink my coffee and maybe go back to bed. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, send a pigeon, keep the same energy, apologize when you have to, stop holding people to a moral high ground, because none of us are perfect. No one is perfect in this situation or any situation on the internet, unless it comes from allegations of SA and, you know, P's and R's and all those sorts of things. That is some serious stuff that we need to discuss, and we need to deplatform, and we need to tear apart and pull down. But this was a mismark, and it just explains a bigger picture that is actually going on YouTube right now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye.